right, a shot that people are going to be talking about for a while. We'll break that down. Crazy finish, obviously. No, we're kidding. All right, I'm talking about the freaking Duke UConn game. That was insane.
What?
Like, what on earth was that? A rare Padres Sunday off day. I don't know how many they've ever had, honestly, in regular seasons. Maybe an Easter Sunday somewhere along the way. But this is a rarity. I don't like it. Personally, I don't think most Padres fans like it. It's 78 degrees today. I mean, give me a break. And they're not playing baseball in San Diego. They get the Giants tomorrow for 3. Giants off to the worst start in baseball history. Nobody's ever started worse than 0-3 through 3 games, and that's where the Giants are right now.
The way they started is pretty bad.
I mean, we'll get into some of that. We've talked about Stammen and Vitello, the first-year managers for the Padres and the Giants, but to Craig Stammen's credit, he's got to win. Tony Vitello does not. They win on Saturday. They do so behind Randy Vasquez, who really did pitch well and has now pitched well going back to the end of last year. And then the bullpen, as good as advertised. So they lose the first 2, Jim. They had opportunities in game 2. They didn't capitalize with their bullpen. They do take advantage in game 3. I would say everything is fine at 1 and 2. I don't think tonight's the night we're overreacting to where they are. But if they lose Monday to the Giants, I probably will. But again, Mason Miller, what you'd expect. Randy Vasquez, absolutely sensational. They've only scored 7 runs, Jim. They've had 1 2-run inning and I think 5 1-run innings. Now they faced elite pitching, but hopefully that improves over the course of the next couple of days. But pitching's been good-ish. Certainly was on Saturday, and we'll see what they can do against the Giants.
I mean, Friday was the game where the bullpen blew it.
Yeah, Friday they blew it, but Saturday was the day they were good.
Yes.
Maybe I screwed that up. Yep.
Yeah, like you could look at it both ways. Offense has started really slow, but they've also faced, like you said, elite pitching, right?
Yep.
When you face Flaherty, Valdez, and Skubal, 1, 2, 3 to start your season against a team that, I mean, shoot, they could be competing for a World Series by the end of the year if they stay healthy, right? It's to be expected that your offense doesn't really go out there and put up 7 runs a game to start the season. I think to get at least 1 win in the series, especially after how, obviously, Thursday and Friday went, you'll take it, you'll move on. The offense hopefully is going to get going here. You're still going to face some really good pitching coming up. I know you're going to face Logan Webb here in the Giants series. You're going to miss Robbie Ray, which is nice. You're probably going to face Skeens. You're going to go to Boston. You're probably going to face Crochet. Like, it's going to be tough. So you're going to have to match good pitching with good pitching or figure out a way offensively to break through against top-tier pitching staffs. But all in all, like, it's fine. I mean, nothing to be overly concerned about coming out of the opening series this year. Pivetta, you could just chalk that up to maybe just like first game starts, first game jitters. I don't really know. The back end of the bullpen, Mason Miller was fantastic. I feel like Mason Miller is going to have a lot of innings like that last night for most of the season. Like, and we can talk about his warm-up, or not warm-up, but his walkout song too, which I know you have no idea what it is, but it's okay.
Like something from like a corn or something. Like
yeah. Piece of corn. Yeah. And then Estrada coming in on Friday night. We could talk about, hey, that's one of the first moves that Craig Stammen, could have changed or made differently. And he did left him out there, right? And came back to bite him in the ass. But other than that, started out a little slow on offense, and hopefully they can turn around against the Giants this week.
Is it just me? I'm going to pull this up. And guys, as you make your way in, please subscribe. We're going to get to 10,000 subscribers maybe this week with your help. So please subscribe if you're a Padres fan. If you support this channel, please subscribe. Smash the like button for us. Follow us on X at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. We appreciate all of your support, the super chats. If you want to click the $ below the chat box, we'll get your comment on screen. If you want to become a member, click the join button down below. Sunday night edition of the wrap-up show. I'm just looking this up real quick. Like Estrada's second half numbers last year. Don't you recall us talking about some struggles late in the year?
Yes.
And I'm just trying to find the actual numbers that would support the case. Yeah, he had a 4.2. So first half, he had a 2.9. Second half, he had a 4.2. And then his debut outing of 2026 left a lot to be desired. I mean, this is a big piece. Obviously, with Jason Adam out, now he's going to be back presumably sooner rather than later. The fact that he's not even on the roster probably impacted them in game 2. I think they're probably 2-1 if Jason Adams is on this roster and he's not. Whatever, you're 3 games.
Or if Stammen goes to Miller for 4 outs.
Could have gone to absolutely. I will say it sounded like they made that determination before the game. Like I don't know if that was Stammen making that choice or Perella, how that worked. But
it goes back to the conversation that we had last year. We haven't really talked about it much so far, but you trade away arguably the second, third, or fourth best prospect in all of baseball for a closer. You better be maximizing the hell out of that closer. And they did that to an extent last year. And he wasn't even the team's closer. But you look at it and we always say, like, hey, if you win a World Series with Mason Miller closing out, game whatever, who cares about Leo DeVries? But if it doesn't happen, then it's always going to be a trade that we look at with the Padres of like, they traded away, and we don't know what Leo DeVries is going to do. We have no idea. He's not even with the big league club this year to start with the A's. He's been on the minor leagues. So we have no idea if this guy's going to be any good or not. But if he turns out to be good and Mason Miller, is kind of relegated to only the 9th inning and not many 4-out saves and not trying to maximize his value because he is an absolute weapon. I think he's the best closer in the game. I think he's the best weapon in the game. I think if you were to ask me right now, take maybe one pitcher in baseball for 1 inning, regardless. I mean, Miller's got to be in the conversation, is he not?
100%. Yeah.
And so you got to maximize the hell out of him. I don't know. I'm not going to go overly crazy about them not using him for 4 outs because it is game 2 of the season, right? But that's just a conversation that, is going to be had if they don't use him for 4 outs and whatnot in situations where it might be like, hey, we need to win this game, and they don't use him.
Yeah, it is interesting that like you can't do that to start a year because you feel like you'd be fresh.
Hey, I will say, the first thing I thought of when they didn't do that the other night?
What's that?
I thought of Mike Schilt, and I believe it was 2024, start of the season, and he used Robert Suarez for 4 outs. And the conversation all the year the previous year was about how Josh Hader wouldn't go more than 3 outs.
Do that. Yeah.
And like I think it was the first series of the year. Go back and check it. They used Robert Suarez for a 4-out save, and we're like, whoa, things are different around here. It was like the urgency factor, and it was like right away.
Well, I think that's maybe our collective point. I mean, let's ask ourselves this serious question. If Mason Miller gets 4 outs as opposed to 3 outs in his debut, are you really jeopardizing his health? There's no way.
No.
I mean, are they? How's that possible? I mean, if it's that tenuous, then, the guy's under contract through 2029. So, like, I wouldn't think you'd be like, oh, man, he can go 3, but he can't go 4. He did say postgame, Craig Stammen, that there will be moments this year they use him for 4 outs. I would hope so. At some point, you're going to need to do that. The one thing we don't know about Mason Miller, and I agree with everything you said about, hey, 1 inning, if you need it from anyone in baseball, he'd be right up there. The one thing we don't know about Mason Miller is how rubber is his arm. He's never been asked to do a lot in major leagues. He wasn't in Oakland, and he threw 20 innings with the Padres last year. Essentially, he was
unhittable.
He was unhittable. But I'm saying, like, if you're going to, baby's not the right word, but if you're going to have Miller rules where you're like 60 outings, this guy ain't touching 75 outings. We're not using him 3 out of 4 days. We're not using him 3 straight days or 4 to 5, which is basically closer rules. Most closers will pitch a third consecutive day and 4 to 5 somewhere along the way. I don't know how they're going to utilize him. I think they'll be cautious. Like I said, he's under control for 4 years, and you've got an elite bullpen that includes Jason Adam coming back and others, obviously. I'm just curious. Again, it's a long year. Get it? Completely long year. I'd rather them be 2-1 than 1-2. And I will say this, on the margins, man, it's going to be a couple of games is just the point. This team's not winning 99 games. Hopefully not winning 79 games. It'll be somewhere in between. And they're going to need to maximize leads is the point. They had multiple leads on Friday, and they didn't win the game. They have to win games with multiple leads. What are you doing?
How many innings? What's the most innings Miller's pitched in a season? It's like 50 something, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's only had 2 years in the major leagues, but He threw last year 61 and 2/3 innings.
I think he's going to go over that this year. I think he's going to blow past that.
He threw 65 in 2024, his rookie year.
Oh, he did? Okay. I think he's going to get I think he's going to get close to 70. I don't know if he's going to go over 70 probably. Just because of the other night, them not using him for 4 outs. I'm thinking like, okay, they're probably not going to push it with him. Because I mean, the best case scenario is, getting to the postseason. We obviously know how important a great bullpen is. So if you get to the postseason, Mason Miller's arguably the best weapon out of anybody's bullpen in baseball. We saw that last year against the Cubs. It was just filthy. It was like his coming out party, right? So hopefully, you get to the postseason and you haven't just like maxed this guy out to get to the postseason, and you have him somewhat fresh to max him out then when you're in the postseason. But I'm not going to go crazy about it right now that they didn't use him for 4 outs on Friday.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just something to kind of note and maybe go back to if they continue to not do that. Like if there's situations going forward while Jason Adam is still out, right? When he comes back, you kind of have faith in Jason Adam, and Adrian Morejon as well. Even though I feel like maybe Adrian Morejon might be kind of like the fire hose type of guy, right? And like the 5th, 6th, 7th inning, like, hey, we need to get a big out here. And Adrian Morejon's their guy they go to. Keeping Jason Adam for the 8th and Miller for the 9th, right? So I'm not going to go crazy about it right now, but it's just something to note.
Yeah, completely something to note. Just like the same thing we said off the top of the show, I'm not going to go crazy about their offense scoring 7 runs. Like you said, even Jack Flaherty. I mean, your number 3 in Detroit is a veteran, fully capable playoff pitcher, and he's your number 3.
Won a World Series for the Dodgers is like the number 2 pitcher.
But we remember it, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
But I mean, listen, a year ago, I saw this somewhere, maybe MLB.com. Like a year ago, they had Yuli Gurriel in their opening day lineup and Brandon Lockridge and Elias Diaz. So this lineup seemingly is a lot better. I mean, Ramon Laureano off the start of the year, this guy's gonna be unbelievable. If he's already had a good series, he was awesome as a Padre. They missed him sorely in the postseason due to injury. I just feel like the lineup is going to be improved. I think it will be deeper and more 1 through 9. Last year, maybe they were like 1 through 2 or whatever they were a year ago. But I think the lineup absolutely will be better than what we've seen. And I'm excited to see what it looks like, I guess, maybe this series against San Francisco. Again, have I been thrilled with what I've seen so far? No, because they've faced really good pitching and they haven't really performed. But it's a better lineup, is it not? I mean, freaking Lockridge and Gurriel and Diaz. I mean, it's got to be a better lineup than it was last year.
By default, like it's the same theory of 2023 to 2024. 2023, the lineup was stacked and they sucked. 2024, they were great and they didn't have Juan Soto in the lineup. Good point. So and then 2025, they weren't great. They couldn't hit home runs to save their life. This year, hopefully that thing kind of flips, right? And speaking of the lineup, we have a new leadoff hitter apparently against righties, Jake Cronenworth.
Jake Cronenworth, yeah.
What do you think of that?
He sees a lot of pitches is my only reasoning for it. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not going to go crazy on it. He sees more pitches than anyone on their team. I think he saw more pitches last year per plate appearance than anyone on their team. So he works a good professional at bat.
367 OPS on base percentage last year.
Which isn't bad.
Yeah. I mean, I think Toddy at this time
better than freaking our boy Luis Ariz.
That is true. That is true. I mean, Toddy last year had a 368 on base percentage, so
crazy.
Pretty much the same.
Makes sense. Yeah,
makes sense. It's just weird seeing him at the top of the lineup, right?
Very weird.
But I guess what they're going to do is when they face lefties, Tatis will lead off, and when they face righties, Cronenworth will lead off.
What's funny is when they face lefties, Cronenworth is going to bat 9th. You know what I mean? Like you're going from, which again is a second leadoff spot, but to go from 1st to 9th, depending on who's starting. Yeah. I mean, are you convinced that Fernando Tatis Jr. is just going to be their leadoff hitter in general against left-handed pitching? Will they move him around?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, an intriguing name to as a leadoff hitter too is Ramon Laureano, but I think they'd want him in the middle of their lineup, especially with, he has pop. He puts good plate appearances together. I don't know. I kind of feel like for the time being, and did the Padres face any lefties this week?
I haven't even seen the probables.
Well, it's Roop, it's Webb, and it's Hauser. So, yeah, they face all righties.
Three righties, yep.
So you're probably going to get Cronenworth leading off all 3 days, as my guess.
Interesting. I'm with you. It's not, it's not Shohei Ohtani leading off.
No. And if Fernando Tatis Jr. was Fernando Tatis Jr., even though it's pretty far gone from when Tati was actually like this super mega threat at the top of the lineup, then there would be no question who the leadoff man is. But Tatis is not that guy anymore until he can prove it. So because of that, they're not going to have him lead off.
Yeah, I would agree completely. Yeah, I mean, even was it yesterday? Yeah, even Saturday night. I mean, yeah, I'm just watching these games play out, Jim. They haven't done really anything. I mean, I can't make any strong statement about their lineup. I can't say anything really overly positive. They strung together the hits yesterday with 2 outs. Single, single, single. Okay. Then there was an error that led to a run. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that I'm like, man, this is just markedly different. But again, I have to be reserved because they're facing frickin' Framber Valdez and they're facing Jack Flaherty. So, and to your point, Detroit might be one of the best 2 or 3 teams in the American League.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not going to kill them, but they haven't done anything as of yet.
They were 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position on the opener. They were 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position on Friday. They lost that game. And then yesterday, ironically, they won the game, and they were 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. So
0 for 6, 3 for 10, 1 for 6 is 4 for 22.
Yeah.
Not good. And that's fine. It's one series.
And besides Ramon Laureano, has anybody else hit a home run?
No. They've got a solo home run, right?
And the solo home run by Ramon Laureano. Yeah. I think it was
Western Metal.
Yeah. What was it? 8. It was in the 8-2 opener.
It was 8-1 when he did it.
8-1. So it was just one of those
random.
And that is a huge point of concern heading into this year. This team needs more power. We saw last year they had no chance to win a World Series because they could not hit a home run. They could not hit the baseball over the fence. And this year they have to do that. They have to do that at a much better clip to where they're top 11, top 12 in baseball. They cannot be a bottom 5 team in baseball in home runs if they expect to win a World Series. It just, in today's game, if you do not hit home runs, you are not going to win the World Series. It's plain and simple. And so that is another thing that I could look at through their opening series. Again, they face great pitching. Take it for what it is. And we'll talk about this in 2 weeks from now. And if they are bottom of the league in home runs, then the conversation is going to get louder and louder and louder. Another thing to just kind of, write down and note and just to watch. But going forward, this team needs to hit more home runs and be a top 12 team in baseball, at least in home runs this year.
I agree. I mean, they were 28th. What did they really?
I know.
Let me ask you this, and I agree. I think there's just inherently, like you said, with the lineup, like not gonna be any worse. Inherently, they'll be better than 28th. But what did they do? Laureano full season. I mean, he's not exactly Mr. Frickin' home run. He hits for decent power, but he's not a 40 home run threat. Toddy, of course, has done it, but it's been forever.
Right.
Machado's never hit 40 home runs in his career. He's certainly not doing it. You know what I mean? Like, where is that middle of the order 36 home run player? If it's not Fernando Tatis Jr., he probably doesn't exist.
No, you're right. It doesn't exist. This team does not have that in them.
Weird.
I thought there might have been a chance with Merrill's hot start last year, but they got hurt. I remember we had conversations last year about, hey, is Merrill a 30 home run guy?
I agree.
And then he got hurt, and it just kind of derailed his season, and he just he's had a down year, right? He had the sophomore slump. And Toddy, again, I'll believe it when I see it with the guy. Bogarts, no chance. Laureano, no. But he could get you 20.
Yep.
Sheets, no. He can get you 20, though. But, I mean, that's also replicating a career year from what he did last year. Castellanos, he's not going to get enough playing time.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to do that. I mean, if you told me right now Castellanos hits 15 home runs with the team, I would take that right now in a heartbeat.
Yeah, be like, man, it's a big year.
A massive year.
Yep.
Nothing for Fermin. Machado's going to give you 28 to 30.
Mm-hmm.
Cronenworth can
The
give
one
you
threat of 36 is freaking Fernando Tatis Jr. He almost has to do it.
Has to do it. And if they do not get that from Toddy, and if at the end of the year we look up and he has 24 home runs, oof.
They're probably in trouble in terms of, you're right, having a chance to make a run in the postseason or even be in the postseason. They'd probably be in trouble. All right, let's get back to this conversation in a moment, guys. If you're here, please subscribe. We got about 300 people here live right now, so please subscribe. Year-round content, as you know, for Padres fans. Let's get to 10,000 subscribers together. I think we're within about 170.
Ooh,
10,000.
we're so close.
Subscribe. Please subscribe if you're here live or on replay. As you know, we're your year-round home for Padres coverage. Our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz, has been with us since day one, as many of you know. That's 6 seasons here on the wrap-up show. Thank you, Quan, for becoming a member, by the way. You can click the join button down below. Appreciate you. If you have an insurance need, get in contact with Mark Nimitz, whether it's auto or home or renters or life or earthquake. I just added insurance policies for myself and my wife, auto insurance policies through Mark, and you can do the same. He's a terrific insurance agent. Take that from us. I've done business with Mark for years, personally and professionally, and he's a lifelong Padres fan and a native San Diegan, and he's going to be there for you and your family if you ever need him. So if you support this channel, please support our title sponsor for whatever your insurance need is. Before you renew your current policy, get in contact with our title sponsor by clicking the link in the description down below. That's Mark Nimitz at Farmers.
Yeah, all information is on that ticker below, mnimitz@farmersagent.com. When you reach out to Mark, let him know that John and Jim from the wrap-up show sent you.
All right, so Walker Buehler, you just mentioned the Giants probables, right, Jim? Do I have it right? Is it Buehler then Marquez, as opposed to Marquez then Buehler? It's Buehler tomorrow.
It's Buehler, Marquez,
Pivetta. Okay. So can I say this, because we're not overreacting to the first series that they lost at home, which I'm fine with? Mm-hmm. Can I make a stronger statement here against the 0-3 Giants?
Oh, I know where you're going. Do it.
Go. I mean, win this series. I'm not going to say like season's on the line, but win this series. Now, I say that with Buehler and Marquez. I got no clue, Jim, what to expect. Like none. Like if it's 5 innings of 2-hit baseball, amazing. If it's 2 innings of 5-run baseball, I could be convinced of either immediately. With both Buehler and Marquez, Giants swept at home. I have no idea what to expect from them heading to the road for the first time. I just have no idea what to expect from the Giants at all. Obviously, Luis Arraez, homecoming of sorts back to Petco Park, but you'd like to win this series. You do have Pivetta coming off the bad opener. Hopefully he bounces back from that.
Same thing with Webb, too.
I was going to say, but you are facing Logan Webb. I'm just saying this. Nobody wants to start a homestand 2-4. No. So it's kind of important, I would say, going to Boston and Pittsburgh. I would say it's important to take 2 of the next 3. I'd feel a lot better if they were able to do that as opposed to the opposite.
Yeah, take 2 or 3 here. That's always the goal when you're at home in 3-game series. Take 2 or 3. Be a good home team, 500 on the road. You're in the postseason, most likely.
Yeah.
So, taking 2 or 3 from the Giants, a team that.
What's their deal?
I think it is a ticking time bomb already there. I really think that whatever experiment Buster has concocted in San Francisco, I just think it's going to fail miserably. I really do. I mean, sometimes you can see things from a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you think you can see things, but then it's like flips it on his head and you're like, oh, wow, I was wrong there. This one feels like I can see it from a mile away. And I think the probability and odds of it actually happening are fairly high. I'm not saying like 99%, but I think greater than 50% here. Like it's a pretty high. I feel like this is a pretty high chance that this Tony Vitello experiment blows up in their face.
Is it Tingler? Is it worse? Is a one and done? Because Tingler was 2 and done, I guess.
It's very ironic because guess who is his bench coach? Jace Tingler. So
that's insane.
It's crazy how that is, in one dugout. I just, the whole thing with Vitello, with him getting mad at the media, weeks, maybe I think
multiple
months,
opening day.
Multiple opening days. The whole hey, I think we were too fired up. I was too fired up with the guys, brimstone and fire. My big speech, Yep. I saw somebody in the Bay Area that is on KMBR, and they were like, what number game does Tony Vitello cry in the postgame? Because that is his personality. He is such a wear his heart on his sleeve. And baseball,
it was
you can't do that. You can't. It's the big leagues, dude. You
Games.
cannot wear fans and us. Like we wear our heart on our sleeves because that's just what fans do, and that's what media members do. Well, a lot of them are homers in San Diego, but anyway, like in baseball, dude, you got to be as even keeled as possible, or that game's gonna eat you alive. Especially the big leagues. You can do it in college, right? You can maybe do it. I mean, you can do it in high school, obviously, but like you cannot do that in the big leagues. And I just feel like after seeing some quotes from him post game, that just feels like
there've been some weird
disaster waiting to happen. And I think it already is there, honestly.
I agree. And by the way, I mean, neither of us are saying it's going to be like some historically bad year, but I'm just telling you, if they scuffle all year and never get going, that's not going to be acceptable. With probably what they're spending right now on payroll. Sort of cinematic. Thank you, man, for the first super of the night. Appreciate Quan for the membership as well. Guys, if you're here, subscribe. And if you want to see your comment on screen and support the channel, click the $ below the chat box like Sort of Cinematic did. He says, Giants had a terrible home record last year, but better on the road. That being said, they don't have good pitching.
So they've been terrible against the Padres recently.
That's true.
Last year, they've been terrible against the Padres.
Yeah.
It benefited San Diego a lot.
Yeah. I mean, again, my one caveat on this home series is I don't know anything about Walker Buehler or German Marquez in terms of where they are with the regular season now here. I get it. There were highs and lows in spring training. I think there were some encouraging things in there. I mean, for Marquez, anything is better than last year, Jim. He was that awful.
He was that bad.
And for Buehler, he finished well enough last year, but it was a small sample size. The way he finished in September, right, with the Phillies. So I don't know. I mean, again, 1 or 2 starts, they might look terrific. Are you going to be relying on these pitchers for 25 plus starts this year? I don't know, but I'm not worried about that, I guess, this week. I'm just worried about them giving the Padres a chance to win games.
Yeah, the next 2 days is going to be interesting to see what you get from 2 completely unknowns.
Yep.
Because the backups to those completely unknowns
are more
good. They're even more unknown, right? JP Sears, nope. Matt Waldron, has he recovered from his butt stuff yet?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, who else? It's just like,
who is it? Who's option 6, 7, 8, 9? I mean, it's Waldron and Sears are 2 of them.
Dude,
who else?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Joe, but
that's true.
When he's coming back.
Yeah, that'll be a while. Kyle Hart.
Yeah, he looked good the other night. I mean, he looked really good.
Definitely, he should be improved. Obviously, off last year.
Yeah, are you gonna? I mean, you got options, but still, man, I joked the other night with like Randy Vasquez realizing I'm the ace of this team now. Like, I mean, he's got to be good. That's the thing now. Is Randy Vasquez has to be like he was Saturday night for, I would say, majority of this season. Not like, you know, six shutout innings every time out, but he's got to be reliable, and he's got to be a guy that you can, you know, trust out there, and he can't have ups and downs, because if, you know, you don't have that from Randy Vasquez, then you're putting a lot on the shoulders of Nick Pivetta and Michael King. And again, those are still question marks as well, just because King's health, right? He looked fine in his opener.
Yep.
He walked a lot of guys, and Pivetta looked awful. So you're going to need that third guy to step up somewhere. And so far, it's been Randy Vasquez, who was phenomenal the other night.
There's Griffin Canning, who won't be healthy until maybe the midway point of the year, that has upside. To your point on Vasquez, what the hell's gotten into him? His velocity's up. Apparently, Yu Darvish has become this big mentor of his. You know, he's under control through 2030. Like, so they may be onto something, according to
the Randy Vasquez trade.
I mean, yeah, it could be the Randy Vasquez trade, the Juan Soto deal. I mean, maybe they're up to something with Vasquez. Again, it's hard to say off one start, although there were some encouraging moments, certainly in the second half last year. And his overall numbers last year were not bad when you look at them. But if he's improved, to your point, I don't know if he's going to be their best pitcher, but if he's their second best pitcher in the rotation, I mean, that may be possible. Maybe that's probably too much of a jump to conclusions off one start. But then again, I mean, you're talking about Walker Buehler and German Marquez. That's 40% of your rotation. Is it that impossible to imagine he's their second best pitcher? You just have to beat out either Michael King or Nick Pivetta. I think it's at least possible that that's how it plays out.
But also, nothing against Randy Vasquez, but also when you agree if at the end of the year we're like, man, Randy Vasquez was their second best pitcher, probably not great.
Good point.
So it's just like, I want him to be their third best pitcher because that means they have a deeper rotation.
That's a good point. And then, I mean, the rotation, dude, remains, to me, it's this massive question mark. Like, Joe Musgrove, no feel, dude. None. King getting through a whole year, I just don't know. Buehler, Marquez, I have no clue. Everything is about, like, I hope, like, if, you know what I mean? Like, it sounds good on paper. Like, the name Walker Buehler is incredible. Name. But
because he's had great years in the past, but he's not that pitcher anymore. He's not even close to that pitcher anymore.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting, the dichotomy between the rotation. Yeah, you hear that?
I do.
I could close. Do you want me to close the door?
You know what? That might be a good idea.
Sorry, it's 75 degrees out, Jim.
Wait, hold on. Wait. You keep doors open where you live?
Yeah, why don't you keep doors open? You just don't want to be murdered, or because it's freezing?
Because it's fucking freezing, dude. I'll be dead. I don't need a murderer to come in the house to kill me. The weather will kill me.
Icicle.
Yeah, I'll just be like frozen.
Oh man, I mean the train isn't
actually.
The train's not coming into my house.
Well, that's good to hear. It's actually, honestly, it's actually not bad outside. It's 45 degrees right now.
What do you mean not bad? It's freaking freezing. Hasn't been 45 here ever,
bro. As you know,
yeah, I do know.
45 degrees at sometimes during the year, it's like, dude, I'll wear shorts.
That's the new you.
It is the new me, and it's actually supposed to be nice all week. But here's the problem: like,
it's gonna rain every day, dude.
I know it's gonna rain every day. That's what I don't get here. It's like, oh, it's 77 degrees, 60% chance of rain. I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, how about just like 77 and nice?
Like, yeah, can we just have a 75 and nice day? Like, can I not see a 75 with a 65% chance of rain next to it, please?
You know what that's called? San Diego.
Really? I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, I did know that.
You want to know why
years.
You want to know why you have more bedrooms there than you do here? Because it ain't 75 and sunny every day where you are.
That is true. Jesus,
you know, I mean,
that's a good point.
That's just how it works, man. That's just how it works.
I know.
What were we talking about?
Oh.
What do we think about? I mean, you've heard Stammen a little bit. We talked about what he said opening day. I mean, he's kind of the opposite of like Schulte.
I'm like, so upset.
He's like, oh man, what a great at bat for us to lose 8-2, but it felt like we won 8-2 because we battled.
Here's the thing.
I know.
I couldn't stand Mike Schulte.
But we missed
nails on a fucking chalkboard. Right? He said shit that would make me lose my mind.
I know.
But the content that he produced, we've talked about this, dude.
Dude, I'm gonna miss him a lot.
Gold.
It
like
sucks.
We would do entire shows just on Mike Schult's press conferences.
We'd kill him. Yeah.
It was amazing.
We would do radio shows. We would do 3-4 hours.
I know. And to like look back on it, it's one of those things where I'm like, I get what he was doing. And I think we might have said it. It's like he was the shield for some really awful fucking play at times. But now, jumping ahead, I'm just like, man, I missed the guy. Only for that. And his team did win. I mean, I gave him credit. He was a good manager. Right. He just was the cringiest mother. I couldn't stand listening to the guy, yet I could not help but I have to always listen to him. That makes any sense. Like, we would have in our group chat, like, hey, dude, I cannot wait to watch Mike Schultz postgame.
I mean, it was must watch.
Now, no offense to Craig, I couldn't care less. Like, I'm just like, he's gonna say nothing. And it's not a bad thing. It's probably a good thing because I feel like Craig Stammen's gonna be a level-headed guy and not go the route of Mike Schulte, where it was just like, why are you yelling at Kevin Acee for asking a question about like Fernando Tatis Jr. going 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts? Like, what are you doing here? You know? And from that standpoint, I think Craig is gonna crush it and not look like a total fucking buffoon when he's asked a simple question by a member of the media.
Yeah, I'd run to MLB.TV or Padres.TV for the postgame.
Me too.
We'd wait to start the wrap-up show 30 minutes sometimes because we wanted to hear what he had to say.
I know.
That's not happening in all likelihood this year. I mean, I'm curious to see Stammen's interactions. Like, Stammen's going to stick up for himself. Like, he's he's very prideful, I feel like. Like, there was even an interaction between him and Kevin. I forget what it was about usage. It must have been Friday it was about Estrada or about considering going to Miller for 4 outs. And they kind of went, they kind of went back and forth. He's like,
a little bit. Well, the thing
Sam
about
was like, wait, what?
Well,
because that's what I think there'll be some blowups, is my point.
Potentially, but I don't think it's going to be like these awkward things because Stammen's a big leaguer. He's been asked questions after giving up 4 straight home runs before, right? He's been through the ringer, maybe not to the extent of some other guys, but he knows the job of answering questions from the media. I feel like Mike Schilt, he knew he obviously grew into that, right? But to start out, I don't think Mike Schilt got it at all because he never was a big leaguer, right? He was a wannabe. He never played in the bigs, and so he never had that seasoning of getting questions asked to him by the media every single day.
What did happen on Friday? Like, how many batters did Estrada face on Friday?
It was bad. It wasn't good. It was a lot.
It seemed like a little egregious, even if you weren't going to Miller.
Well, didn't he? I mean, he walked everybody. It was like, what?
He threw a ton of pitches, dude. He had no command.
Yeah, and then they brought in Wandy Peralta against McGonigal, which is
and that was like the greatest at bat in baseball history by that
holy
dude.
Shit.
Foul off everything.
Dude, he's going to be a stud. Do you agree?
Oh my gosh, he's special. Yeah, absolutely. I'd be shocked if he wasn't. His ball skills are ridiculous.
Yeah, he's just 21-year-old stud for the Tigers. It's great.
Yeah, where's the Padres version of that? Jackson Merrill?
Yeah, to an extent. I mean, Merrill's had a fine start. I mean, that home run he robbed was awesome, but
that was a nice play. Good, well-timed jump.
And Friday night, he had a great game. But we'll see.
We kind of ripped into him on Thursday.
Yeah, really. So I'm just looking at no, it wasn't him. It was putting him in that spot. Yeah, Estrada. So he walked 3. And how many pitches did he throw? Threw 27 pitches.
That's a ton. That's a ton, dude.
2/3 of an inning.
Yeah, it was definitely one batter too many, if not 2.
Yeah, so
but again, I feel like you're gonna get some of that. I mean, it's the first time he's ever managed. Like,
I know. He's gonna have to learn.
It's gonna be
get out of the way now.
It's not always the best to learn on the job in the major leagues.
I can tell you this is Padres postgame shows now, to me, I'm not gonna go to my television to watch and be like, I gotta see what they say post. I gotta see what Schultz says post game. I gotta see what Stammen says post game. Like, I mean, no one's staying there to watch Mary Lou's ask the most boring questions ever to the players after they win. So, yeah.
By the way, and we can hit on this on the other side, but is it not freaking annoying that everyone already knows the Dodgers are going to win the division? Do they really have to sweep their first series when everyone else in the division absolutely sucks? It's like, can we just pretend like it's going to be interesting for a couple of months? Not to say it won't. Obviously, it's one series, but Jesus,
if we can get if the Dodgers stay healthy,
how many wins?
They will push the all-time wins record in the regular season.
They'll intentionally not be healthy. You know what I mean? They'll intentionally navigate the waters.
Because guess what? You'll get Blake Snell back, right?
Yep.
You got Ohtani for a full year pitching. Yamamoto for a full year. Right, Sasaki sucks and doesn't even matter.
Doesn't even matter. I know.
You got Diaz in the back of your bullpen now. You don't have to worry about the Dodgers having an awful bullpen anymore potentially. Dude,
crazy.
It's a problem.
It's crazy. It is a huge problem. What's not a problem is your ability to get to Petco Park on Monday night to see the Padres take on the Giants, or get there this week as the homestand continues. Padres and Giants this week from Petco. And you can get there with our friends over at SeatGeek. It is a terrific, terrific app. And you can just go to SeatGeek, obviously, right now. And you can use our promo code PODSWRAP10. That's PADSWRAP10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek, whether it's Major League Baseball with this being opening week, or You want to get to a concert or an event, whether it's in San Diego or elsewhere, NBA postseason, World Cup tickets coming up this summer. Make sure to take advantage of their friends over at SeatGeek. Again, we've hooked you up. 10% off. PODSWRAP10 is the promo code. Click the link in the description down below. That's PADSWRAP 10. Get 10% off. And Jim, you can get out to Petco Park tomorrow, and you can
I'm on
do
my
it.
way.
I know you should start driving.
Okay.
You can do it for $55. Fourth game of the year, $55. That includes fees. Take 10% off. So you're looking at, I don't know, $48, $49 to get in tomorrow to see the Padres taking the Giants. So get there and do it with our friends over at SeatGeek and use the promo code.
Yeah, and when you go to SeatGeek, each ticket has a rating scale from 1 to 10. So you're going to get a good deal. So look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad, and plus every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. When you check out, if you have not purchased from SeatGeek before, you're in luck. You can use our promo code PODSWRAP10 for 10% off your very first SeatGeek order.
Yeah, I mean, back to not to have a conversation about LA. I don't care. To your point, they'll win 100 games, whatever. The conversation is more about who is the second best team in the division. And we don't know that. Mm-hmm. And we won't after this series either. But my guess is there's not the crazy separation that I don't know if anyone expects there to be crazy separation. There may not be a lot of separation between Arizona, San Diego, San Francisco. I'd like to think San Diego's capable of doing that. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of wishful. I look at the projections. They're all comparable. But that's the conversation to me. It's who's the second best team in the division. And that's something that might play out over the next 5 months or 6 months.
It is so early.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
It just like, I would not be surprised if we get to the end of the year and it looks like it did in 2022, standings wise, where the Dodgers had 100+ wins and the next best team in the division at 89.
Yeah, I need to
look
like
that
up.
15 or 4, like a 13 or 14 game difference. Like it could be a pretty wide gap.
No, it was a 22 game difference in 2022.
Holy shit.
Isn't that amazing? The Padres were in second place, 22 out. The Giants were in third place, 30 out. And Arizona was in fourth place, 37 out.
So how many games did the Dodgers win that year?
111, and the Padres won 89. That's insane.
But
I didn't realize that.
Could you see a scenario where it looks like that at the end of the year, standings wise?
It could. I'd be very surprised if it wasn't 10+ games. I mean, because just do the math on it. The Dodgers should get back to that 100 threshold. That's not asking anything out of them. And I think everyone agrees here that if the Padres win 90 games, that's a good year.
Oh, last year was their down year. Last year was the year to get them.
Exactly.
Well, in the regular season, that is. I mean, postseason wise, it was just like, here we go again. And Dave Roberts said this is the best Dodger team he's ever had.
That's so dumb.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not dumb. It's just ridiculous. It doesn't mean they're going to win in the postseason, even though they have. I'm not going to say like
every monkey's off their back. There's no pressure.
None.
They have all the confidence in the world. They believe that they're going to win the World Series no matter what. Like they've been through every scenario possible, and
completely.
Those are the scare. I mean, those are once you reach like dynasty level, where you're like, we've seen it all. We've been through every situation. Game 7s on the road, we've won. Right? Elimination games, we've won. Like down in games, we've won. Like there's no scenario that they have not faced as a team, that core at least. And it's just like whoever beats them, it's gonna have to, the only way they lose is like you're gonna have to find a team that just like gets super hot or they implode on themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. All the points are valid. I go back to 2024. Was it about the Dodgers or was it about the Padres? You could argue either way. I give the Dodgers credit, even though it was a Padres meltdown for the 26 innings. But then the Blue Jays. I mean, it wasn't the Blue Jays imploding, and it wasn't the Dodgers playing out of their minds. It was freaking dumb luck. I mean, not really. I mean,
it was amazing play. I mean,
but dude, the freaking I mean, they trail by 2 in the 8th and 1 in the 9th, and they get the most ridiculous, improbable home run in baseball history.
2 strikes, Miguel Rojas. What the fuck?
You know what I mean? Like, think about that. That's nothing to do with payroll or
speaking of the Blue Jays. Did you see what their biggest acquisition did the other day?
Yeah, he looked just like he did in San Diego, right?
11 strikeouts, 7 in a row at one point. Did they lose that game though?
I don't even know, dude. But that is kind of is that kind of Padres luck? That like,
Yes.
why is it that they can't do that when they're here? I mean, I guess he did his first year.
Throw no hitter. I mean, it didn't like the guy sucked, but I mean, come on, dude. He was like third in Cy Young voting that year.
It's true. It was all last year.
Last year was a very up and down season for Cease, you know. And I wouldn't have given $180 million or whatever he got.
Was it? I thought it was 200. Was it only 180?
Was it 180 or 280?
I don't know. I forget.
Might have been 280 actually.
No, was it?
Or I think it crossed the 200 mark.
That's what I thought. Dylan Cease contract,
right?
7 for 210.
Okay, yeah, 7 for 210. I don't think I would have done that, but shit, if he's gonna pitch like that, fuck, sure.
I don't know. It's yeah. Is it fair? Is it fair to say that players here underperform? I don't know if that's fair.
Manny, is he underperformed?
No.
Postseason wise, yes, but regular season, no.
Well, he hasn't underperformed postseason because that's who he is in the postseason.
True, yeah, true.
But like, I don't know. Like you get Blake Snell, did he underperform or overperform? You could say overperform. You want to Cy Young.
Cy Young, but they didn't sign him to a big contract. That's the difference.
Right.
When a player signs a big contract here, they suck. Like Xander Bogaerts, right?
Or even Juan Soto. I mean, listen, good, but it wasn't the best year of his career.
No, but it was the best year of any Padre offensively.
Yeah, we'll fight that until we're freaking dead.
I know, like yeah,
but whatever. I don't know. It's just I don't know what to make it. It's 1 star for Dylan Cease. I have no idea what type of year he'll have. I don't trust him in the postseason either. By the way, Dylan Cease.
No, of course not.
He hasn't done anything his entire career. We pretended like it was the greatest thing that's ever happened when he went like 2 scoreless innings against the Cubs this past year in the postseason.
We're like, he finally got over the hump.
He did it. He went like 3 innings. I'm like, it wasn't that good of an outing. It was fine.
It was fine.
It was fine. What did you make of ABS this first weekend in baseball?
It is arguably
the greatest thing ever.
The greatest thing that's happened to the sport.
It's so good, dude.
It is electric. And the fact that these
dude, it's deciding games. It's like when you choose to use it is like incredibly important.
Yes. And it's making these umpires like CB Buckner look like fucking idiots. Which is awesome. I mean, if Angel Hernandez was around, could you imagine him like he wouldn't allow
straight wrong.
He would literally, I guarantee this is what happened if Angel Hernandez was still an umpire, is either a pitcher or a catcher or the hitter, right, would call for ABS. He wouldn't allow it because he would say, you took too long. Guarantee it. And it would cause like all this fucking commotion. Guarantee it. Because it happened, didn't happen, but like today, you saw your buddy Kevin Brown with the Orioles.
Yep.
And I think they're playing the Twins. I don't know. I think so. ABS happened. The pitcher challenged it pretty quickly. I mean, if you watch it, it was very quick. And the call got overturned. And then whoever the fuck the Twins manager is, some
Derek Shelton, he freaked out, dude.
Freaked out. I'm like, dude. And then Kevin's like, you're arguing with a robot. It was awesome. Dude, ABS got it right there, bro.
It's amazing. And by the way, baseball players and managers are so hot-headed that people are going to lose their minds.
Dude, it's fucking awesome. The crowd in Cincy the other day when CB Buckner kept getting the call wrong, and then the freaking thing showed on the board, and it was like strike actually, and he's like, "What the fuck, dude?" It was so good.
It's so good.
ABS it's great, awesome.
ABS combined with pitch clock. So the games are 240 and you have freaking strikes accurately called. Jesus.
Oh
my. Dude, how did they not have this for 150 years?
It just takes baseball a long time. It takes a long, long time. And I do feel, because there was a while there where baseball was like, hey, can you guys, I don't know, join the 21st century or whatever? Like, can we use the technology that's available to make the game better?
Dude, even ghost runners improved my life. I don't need freaking
regular season wise, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. No, I don't need it in the postseason, but come on.
Yeah,
at some point, what are we doing?
Dude, the amount of like 14 inning games that I have watched and 15 inning games in my life, and nobody even covered.
Do we need to see Wandy Peralta throw 3 innings? Like you know what I mean? You don't need relievers throwing 3-4 innings to cover 14, 15 innings of a game.
They do it the right way, which is ghost runner in the regular season and then regular in the postseason.
Yep.
And
postseason, of course.
Yeah. And I still have to learn like all the rules with ABS. So
I don't even get half of it because if an ABS overturn happens, they could like bring the runners back to the bases. Because they could do like steals.
But here's the thing, though. So you get 2 per game, right?
Yeah, but if you get them right, you get them unlimited.
Going
forever. So if you get 2 per game, but if you only get them right, you could challenge 50 pitches.
Holy shit! It's amazing.
Yeah, you can keep challenging.
Is there anything that's different from the regular season to the postseason?
Not that I know. Maybe they give them one more. I have no idea.
Well,
the thing is, you got to save one back. In my opinion, you always have to have one for late in the game.
Mm-hmm. The thing with ABS though, because I going into it, I was like, dude, we're gonna end Game 7 of the World Series on an ABS call. You're damn fucking right, we are. Like, yeah.
Oh, you're gonna end the postseason game on ABS. I promise you that.
Yeah, I am. I was all about the like, if you have the emphatic strike, and then like all of a sudden we have to wait for 2 seconds to see if the call is right. Like, it's gonna mess up the flow. I'm wrong. That I don't give a shit. Like, give me the ABS, and I don't care. It's awesome. It is awesome.
I like it.
Because it makes the crowd have this other form of something to root for. And as we've seen early on, if a call is overturned, the crowd is like, yeah, like it's just an electric feeling. It feels like. I mean, Cincinnati the other day, the 2 straight calls that CB Buckner got wrong because he's a fucking idiot. I mean, that's probably the loudest cheers that ballpark had
since like the Big Red Machine. Since like 77.
And they didn't even play in that ballpark.
Dude, how about Luis Campusano, who like I didn't even know he like knew how to catch. The guy's got like everything right, like precision. He's challenging everything. Everything worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
I just saw something pop up on my timeline. Hold on. Did you see the percentage that's been right?
I did see that. So for the older umpires?
No, listen to this. Per MLB Network, ABS challenge results through Saturday. Batters are 26 for 57. So batters get 50% of the time wrong. Okay. More than 50% of the time they challenge it, they're wrong. Catchers, dude, are 40 for 63. So like 65% of the time the catcher is right over the umpire. And then listen to this. Pitchers, these morons, there's only been 4 pitching. You know, pitchers are freaking crazy. They're 1 for 4. There's only been 4 pitchers.
It was the Baltimore pitcher. It was the Baltimore pitcher. They got it right.
And that's it. They're 1 for 4. That's it.
So I mean,
catchers are the way to do it.
Catchers do know the strike zone.
They're going to know it better than the hitter, and they're going to know it better than the pitcher, and they're getting it right 65+% of the time. So I would just be like, yo, leave him for Campy, leave him for freaking whoever the hell's catching for and leave him for Manny at the plate.
Yeah, I feel like the ABS is just where have you been all of my life type of thing.
Especially since they've been using it in like the Florida State League since like 2016.
Dude, I know you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Livan Hernandez.
Yeah.
1998.
1990s. Yeah.
Or I think it was 98 when they won the World Series. Yeah.
97?
97. Yeah, because they 97. Maybe 97. Yeah, 97.
Or was it 99? I don't know the year.
No, 98 the Yankees won against the Padres. 97 was the Florida Marlins. Yeah, because they played the 97. Indians in 97.
Correct.
If you have not seen this, just go on YouTube, type in Livan Hernandez versus Cleveland Indians postseason game.
Yeah.
I think it was game 1.
It's insane.
I think like 14 strikeouts, and every single pitch that was called for like a strikeout, strike 3 called, was like 5 feet off the plate.
It was a ball. It was like the worst plate umpiring of all time.
Like imagine if ABS was around then. Holy shit.
So we need to have like the internet.
You know what makes me most frustrated about that game? And maybe it happened. I don't know. Cause I don't know. If you're a Cleveland Indian hitter, how are you not like taking your bat and just swinging on the umpire for calling those balls strikes?
Because I mean, that's a good point. That's like happened in baseball history.
Like they just took it. I'm like, how are you taking that? Like, how are you just allowing this to happen without getting in that dude's face?
Was the plate umpire Eric Gregg?
Eric Gregg, I think that's right.
Hold on.
It was okay. Was it the wild card? I think it was the first year of the wild card or second year of the wild card.
Game 5 of the 1997 something.
It was early in the postseason.
Wow. Levon Hernandez strikeout 15.
Dude.
His generous strike zone in Game 5 of the 1997 NLCS.
That was the worst umpiring job ever.
That's fascinating, by the way. Just there's a lot of through lines there. That's really interesting. Enrique, appreciate you, man. He wants to know, Jim, when you're at Petco, which might be a while, what's our drink of choice at Petco?
You can't go wrong with 394.
I like water.
Jeez.
I like Everbowl.
Of course you do. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I do.
I like June Shine.
Fuck.
I like the kombucha.
Yeah. 394 is probably the go-to there. If you really want to like have a San Diego experience. Also, we did have way back when, remember those acai margaritas we had?
Yeah, we almost got like fired for those.
We lost our credentials for that, basically.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, that's true. Those were good.
Those are really good.
Yeah. Cutwater is always good. But yeah,
can we take a quick detour before we get out of here?
Well, we haven't taken a detour yet.
We've taken a million. Yesterday we showed Pokemon cards to the freaking nation. It's like day one. How is it possible? Have you seen the teams that Duke has amassed over the last 10 years?
Oh my God.
Not won national championships.
I saw that tweet. Like, it's the most insane team ever.
Dude, if I was the head coach of any of those teams, we might have been Natty. Correct?
Right. You're like 4. I mean,
you'd fall into one. How did they lose that game? That, like, I don't want to hear anything ever again about some, like, oh, so how come San Diego State couldn't get the ball over the half court? How could you lose? They literally could have just held the ball and gotten fouled.
There's 10 seconds left in the game.
By the time through that, it was a 5.
Now, I didn't see this. Where was the possession arrow facing? Was it facing Duke or was it facing UConn?
I have no idea. Great point, but come on. I don't think he's getting tied up there. Just hold the freaking ball or hold it over your head. I mean,
you never know. I'm just that's something you got to think about.
Fair point. I have no idea. Great question.
Hey, if it was pointing to Duke, then yeah, they're fucking morons. But if it was pointing to UConn, then I get it. You got to move the ball.
Make a play, you're saying?
Got to make a play.
But the pass before, they were trying to foul him, but he threw the pass too quickly. And then you freaking throw a pass when you're double teamed.
Let me just say this.
And the dude hits a 35-footer, a freshman.
I mean, the shot of his life, man. Here's the thing. UConn, according to the poly markets, had a 3% chance to win at halftime.
I can't believe it was that high.
So if you put 300 down on UConn, you would have cashed out at $10,000 on poly market.
Wow. Yeah. Dude, how does UConn always have this freaking March?
Fucking hate Dan Hurley, man.
I hate Dan Hurley, dude.
I hate Dan Hurley.
Not that I love Duke.
It was a lose-lose situation.
Lose.
Hey, at least John Shire's not a clown.
No, but imagine. I mean, they led the entire game and you lose like that. Oh my God.
You had a 19-point lead.
19-point lead.
And you lose
and you have freaking Carlos Boozer. Just let him do his thing.
That was an insane moment. Insane.
Who are you taking? Arizona, Michigan, Illinois, UConn.
I will take.
I mean, Michigan plays Arizona.
That's crazy. That's a national chat. That's a national title.
I agree. Is it going to be UConn, Michigan, or UConn, Arizona?
I'll go. I mean, UConn. I want to go an all Big Ten title game. Illinois, Michigan.
Yeah, right.
Blah.
Yeah.
Like you want to see UConn, Michigan, or UConn, Arizona.
Yeah, you do. This is just like it's the villain of UConn that's just always there, And then Arizona hasn't won one in forever, and Michigan hasn't won one in forever. Is the Michigan title Steve Fisher's in 1989? Have they won since?
Yeah. They've been back, right? They lost.
They've been to Final Fours. Oh, yeah.
I mean, they've been to a national championship game since, have they?
They have. They absolutely have. Well, they've been to a national championship games after they won it in 89 with Fab Five.
Can we just say, hey, John Wilner, bro, calm down.
Yeah, what was that?
Dude, his tweet. What are you doing, man? Arizona, the first Final Four, is in the first Final Four for the first time since there were Twin Towers. Bro.
Did he take that down or leave that up? I haven't seen that. I mean, I saw it when it was up, but
it is still up.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's almost like of all the analogies you could have used, you went with literally the worst one.
San Diego State is not my alma mater. I went to the basketball powerhouse of Penn State. How is it that all these other schools are good at basketball? Nebraska, Iowa.
I know. What?
And Penn State can't put the ball like in the hoop. Like they don't understand the concept of like scoring.
Right. They have a problem doing that. Like there's like a basketball and then there's a hoop and they just don't understand that they have to put the ball in the hoop
and like stop the other team from doing it. But I consider basically San Diego State to be my second alma mater.
I'll ask you again, if what happened to Duke
San Diego State plays Penn State, I freaking hope the Aztecs win by 130.
No. That's not what I was going to ask. I was going to say, if San Diego State was Duke tonight.
Oh my God. There would be police because they'd be trying to talk me down.
Do you talk you down off the ledge?
Off the top of the arena.
Well, I would have loved to hear your. I mean, not love. I want to hear.
Oh, how about the Duke guy? He's like, there's.
It's a technical.
Technical.
He's trying so hard. He's like, yo, it's a technical. Then he realized. You could tell, like after he said it, he realizes like doesn't even matter. Fuck it, whatever.
Dude, my call would not have been good. I would have been very sad.
I know you're professional, so you wouldn't cuss, but like in your mind, how hard would you be like, what the fuck?
What if you were the UConn? What if UConn was San Diego State and you won that way?
Dude. Right. I mean, it's basically what happened in Final Four with Lamar.
Basically, but this was even more unexpected because of the turnover like that.
Right. When moments happen like that, you're like, the fuck? And then down by 19. I know San Diego State was down to Florida State in that game, or FSU.
FAU.
FAU, sorry. Florida State.
They were down 14, dude.
They were at 14. They chipped away. And it wasn't like some crazy turnover, half court. No. Oh my God.
But they got to stop. Remember, they got to stop and they did it all in, I don't know, 9 seconds or something.
Yeah. It's going to be, it's cool too. I know we got on some crazy tangent right here. But you know what's cool about that moment? Not just that Lamont made it. Nobody's going to remember who won the national title that year. Or at least no one's going to remember. I mean, it's UConn, so maybe yes. But as far as highlights go,
the biggest moment of the Final Four is that shot.
Yeah, as far as highlights go, that's the biggest moment.
Yeah. That was a great moment.
Which is awesome.
The only thing, imagine if that moment happened in the championship game.
Oh, well, it's happened.
It came close. It was the Final Four, but
I mean, just look at Villanova and
Villanova. Ridiculous. Freaking who was that? Chris Jenkins?
Chris Jenkins.
Jenkins
for the championship.
Remember the dude for UNC beforehand? He hit that ridiculous shot to tie
double
it.
Clutch. Yeah, no one remembers that.
This is the March Madness wrap-up show. Sorry, guys. All right, so when do we want to do this? Wait. Oh, no. Yeah, Michigan's only title, I think, is 89. Anyway. When are we going to do this again? Wednesday?
We'll be back Wednesday night to recap the Giants series. I think we might do a Friday show as well because...
Yeah, we think we're going Wednesday, Friday, Sunday.
I think we're going Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, guys. Wednesday, Friday,
Sunday. We're switching it up a little bit this year. Bear with us.
Yeah. Wednesday, Friday, Sunday.
When we're not here, you always have Ben fed.
You know, how do I like Philly now? I like it. The weather, not so much, but I mean, the neighborhood's really nice and there's some really good food here. And I probably have gained 20 pounds so far. So that's awesome.
Have you gained weight? Do you have a scale?
No, I don't have a scale.
I love that. So you don't even know. Then all of a sudden you
Erin got mad at me the other day. She's like, how do you eat all of this bagels and pizza? And hoagies, and she's like, and you are not. She's like, you're skinny. What the fuck?
There's going to be a moment in there, maybe when you turn like 40 or 39.
Well, you know how I eat. You're like, you always tell me.
it.
You always tell me like, how you're not 1,200 pounds?
Yeah, you're always eating like Fritos and like Coke.
It's a problem.
By the way, to promote my other show that Jim has nothing to do with, the next Padres Collective is Thursday night.
And make sure that everyone that's watching right now that goes to that chat, just mention my name.
Mention Jim in the Padres Collective, but make sure to subscribe to Padres Collective and this channel.
Yeah, and also subscribe to this show too.
Which channel hits 10,000 subscribers first? Is
probably Padres Collective.
By the way, guys, please subscribe to this channel. And we're 162 subs away from 10K, so please subscribe. All right,
come on, we got this, guys. Let's go.
All right, man. Oh, that's right. I forgot about this.
You forgot about that?
I kind of did, honestly. But I know my buddy Jeff has not. I know Jeff has not forgotten about tomorrow.
I wonder why.
Jeff's a real one.
I wonder why.
All right. So join us tomorrow on San Diego Sports 760, us being me. Hold on.
Sorry.
Special announcement tomorrow at 2 p.m. and then another announcement tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Double announcement?
It's it's not one announcement.
Wow.
It's two announcements.
I might listen, and I also might call in.
New graphics?
New graphics for the John and Jim show?
Well, our last graphic designer, Jeff West, is in the chat right now.
Last or current?
Exactly. And current. Look at this. C. Greg says Padres Collective is actually a good show, implying that he either thought it wouldn't be or this show isn't.
Is that like, does this show suck?
Okay. Someone says, are you announcing you're back? That would be a freaking, there's an announcement, dude. Imagine that. MJ, you're like, I'm back.
That'd be pretty badass, wouldn't it?
That'd be badass, dude.
I'm back.
Did you move this setup to your new San Diego location?
Or maybe I'm just doing the show from my basement.
Give us a hint. Jim, you want to give a hint?
I'll give a hint. It won't give it away, though. Well, I'll give a hint.
No hint, you idiot.
No, here's a hint. You want a hint? I'll give
Sure.
a hint. Okay. I'll say a name. All right. I'll say a name. Ready? It's fine. It's fine. Ready? Here we go. Luca.
Okay. So I'm like,
did you get it?
Not really, to be honest with you. All right, guys. Let's get out of here. Join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. San Diego Sports 760. I think the stream is actually going to. Yeah, I don't think the stream's going to be going at 2 p.m. If you know, you know.
Oh, I don't know. I'm out of the loop, bro. Oh, Jesus. Thank you for joining us. Peace be with you.
Oh, good to see you. May you please open some cards. Maybe tomorrow. All right. We'll be back Wednesday night on the wrap-up show. So be here. Please subscribe. We're here for you throughout this 2026 season. Padres fans, smash that like button for us. Subscribe to this channel. Follow us on X at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Support our partners, our friends at Hamul Casino and SeatGeek and Underdog Fantasy. And, of course, our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. Join us tomorrow, 2 p.m., San Diego Sports 760. All right. For Jim, I'm John. This has been the wrap-up show. That's enough.
Please.